Coming to you from Indianapolis on Radio Row, live right now, Karl Mecklenburg, who is going to tackle me, I think, a little later. So how you doing, Karl?
Cash involved, Steven.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to see all my old buddies running around down here.
Any other Broncos around? Have you seen?
You know, I ran into Bill Romanowski down
Did
here.
You hurt him?
Vanilla Ice, you know.
He wasn't a Bronco.
Last time I checked, I don't think Vanilla Ice was ever on the Broncos.
We saw him in the new Sandler movie last night, which you might want to take your guy friends to go see.
That's
Don't
a good
tell
one.
ladies.
No, all right.
It's pretty raunchy, but Vanilla Ice is hilarious in it.
Well, good.
So you seen who else you seen off the Broncos?
You know, the only one I saw was Romo down here. I did see Bob Golick, broke his heart, showed him what an AFC championship ring looks like. Stuff like that.
Yeah, the Raiders didn't have a lot of them.
No, well, the Raiders got a few, but the Browns did not. We went to every Super Bowl on the Browns' back, so all three of them that I went to.
How many times did you guys knock the Browns out of the playoffs?
Yeah, three times there in 4 years. We went to the Super Bowl, and Cleveland did not.
Yeah, the drive still kills people up there.
Yeah,
you know
the drive.
Say in Spanish, don't you? Poor levato. Poor guy. Poor levato.
Poor guys over there in Cleveland. But Karl Mecklenburg, you're with Taste of the NFL. We actually had a Miss America here.
Yeah.
Speaking to us about it.
Have you seen her? She's a party thing.
Well, there's a lot of that going on in that contest. You know, some beautiful young women. It's sad when you're so old that the Miss America is the age of your daughter. You know,
yeah,
but that's the way it is.
You know what?
That's why I just asked your advice. I got a 14-year-old.
Okay.
I'm like, you're closer in age than anybody I met. Help me out here.
Yeah, I've got a 27-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 14-year-old. So we had the retirement baby, and he's been keeping me busy. So
there
it's been
you
fun.
go.
Wow.
Got to run him around to all his events and stuff.
That's it. That's right. I'm an assistant scoutmaster back home and doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Cool.
All right, so Taste of the NFL. We're feeding families in America.
That's right. We cover the whole country. Taste of the NFL. This Saturday night event is going to raise funds for food banks across the country, every NFL city. Last year in Dallas, we raised over $1 million. It's a wonderful thing. Right now, people can get involved online. Go to the tasteofthenfl.com. There's actually a contest so if you're a Bronco fan, click on it as a Bronco and make a donation there. There's a matching fund out there, so if you give $20, it'll go up $40, and the Broncos' little marker will move up, and maybe we can pass up those Raiders and nasty people that we don't like there in Denver.
San
Diego, there you go.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly.
But so there is, a person comes out, tasteofthenfl.com, they make a donation, and then they can choose which team they want to make the donation.
That's right.
For.
Yeah, you can do that. It's Kick Hunger is actually the kickhunger.com. You can go to that, but you can also connect right through tasteofthenfl.com.
Now, Karl, how do you keep yourself busy these days?
I'm a motivational speaker. I talk about teamwork and leadership in a world of change, and I loved what went on in Denver this year with Tebow. Unbelievable change in the whole culture of that team based on one guy. One guy stepped forward. His enthusiasm, his excitement changed the whole outlook of not only the team but the state, the city, the whole world, basically. Unbelievable to watch this young man. He's not the most gifted quarterback in the NFL.
That's a fair assessment.
He's a guy that with his heart, with his legs, with his mind, made a huge impact on this whole country.
Well,
on the world, honestly.
So here you're watching the season begin. The Denver Broncos start 1-4. You're saying, "Oh my goodness, we're
more of this." It's me
here
instead of
again.
we. Everybody pulling their own way instead of the team way. And this guy steps forward, and the team steps forward and builds a system around him, changes their entire offensive system.
John Fox did an amazing job.
They really did. To say. To accept the fact that this is this guy's skills and abilities, we can build a system to take advantage of those things, even though it's not what the rest of the NFL is doing, and really start winning games. And it was an amazing step of faith in a lot of different ways, and the guys got behind it. The other players saw Tim's enthusiasm, his leadership, his courage, the things he's able to do, and it's not throwing the football; it's a lot of other things.
Can you speak to this? What I noticed as a fan of the league and as a pundit of the league, the transformation of John Elway. He did not seem real keen in the beginning about having a guy with a skill set like that as the captain of the team and bringing this thing. And he slowly seemed to come around and say, you know what? This kid's got something. It's not something I would do. It's not the way I would do it, but he's got something.
Yeah, and you know what? The fact of the matter is they're closer together than John realizes. The rest of the team reacted the same way with John. I mean, I as a defensive player with Elway, you figured you just keep it close to the end and we're going to win. I mean, there was no question about that. Right. He's going to come through somehow.
So you're saying they're more similar.
They're more similar than John realizes or understands right now.
Because everybody felt on the Broncos organization, if we get it close, John's going to take care of it in the end. He's going to find a way to get that touchdown.
Yeah, and there was that belief on the team, and you saw that same thing coming from the Broncos this year. You know, we just got to keep it close. Defense, we got to force a turnover. We got to do something, and we're going to win. And when you've got that belief that things are going to go right for you, all of a sudden that little extra effort comes out, a little bit more in preparation. Everybody's accountable for their own actions, and the thing moves forward. Like I said, that's not only on a football field, but what's so inspiring about watching this guy is that same thing can happen in families. That same thing can happen in businesses. If you step forward as a leader, if you're committed, it's clear, it's consistent, and it's all about the community of the team, it makes a huge difference in any sort of team circumstance.
Karl, now wild card weekend against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where were you watching? It's overtime, first play of the game.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
He was like, I was there.
I was there. Me and my son were sitting out there and watching that. It was an unbelievable
experience.
It really was, and you could see it going to come. I mean, Pittsburgh's putting everybody on the line of scrimmage. You know, these are professionals. One receiver breaks that press. And there's nobody behind there. It's going for the whole. It was all or nothing, and that's what Pittsburgh said, and the Broncos took advantage of it.
I have a 10-year-old daughter, and we're watching the game together, and she says, "This is the first quarter." She's like, "Daddy, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they got 10 guys right there on the line."
Yeah, your daughter can see it.
And I'm like,
counting them in the box.
Man. I'm like, if my 10-year-old can see it, I'm like, watch.
They're
I'm like,
sweetie,
they were running the ball at that time early in the game. I was like, you watch, sweetie. Later on in the game, if they put those 10 guys in the box, they're going to throw it right over them, and it's going to be a big play. And sure enough, there we were watching overtime, and she's like, "Daddy, it's going to happen." Boom,
there touchdown. It went.
I was impressed with, first of all, obviously growing up with a guy who talks about the NFL, that she's picked it up so well. But she could see what the Steelers are doing, and I was very impressed with her and lightning in the bottle. And maybe next year, who knows where he takes him, right?
Yeah, really. If you look at it, he's never had an off season, never had the opportunity for the coaches to work with him within this system on his mechanics. And, you know, all that crud that everybody in this room talks about is wrong with Tebow. The fact of the matter, he's a winner. He's a leader.
He's never had an off season, and he's never had an off season. Okay? He's never had one that's been off, and he's never had an off season.
No, you're right.
You know what? So what does that mean? The kid wins.
No, he's going to figure out a way to win, and that's what he wants more than anything. And the fact of the matter is, if they can't coach him how to mechanically throw a football, there's something wrong with the coaches. There's nothing wrong with him. He's going to be fine. I'm looking forward to next year because I expect there to be a real quantum leap in what he's able to do in throwing the ball.
Former Denver Bronco Karl Mecklenburg. Give us the website one more time for people to come out.
Yeah, tasteofthenfl.com.
And once again, throw their love at the Broncos.
Throw your love at the Broncos. Go to the kickhunger.com thing, and we'll pass up those dirty, rotten Raiders.
All right, Karl Mecklenburg, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks.